Now to put the "isses" in the January anal. I promised big things and I didn't deliver. I was tempted to try out streaming, and I did, and I'm perhaps the first person to ever make a Spyro textured boiler bunker map in real time, but it didn't feel right. Streaming's not for me just yet. I didn't even keep up to date with the 2 videos every 3 days goal that I set myself. 2kliksphilip was particularly neglected. Why? Because I couldn't think of any videos to do for it. Oh no! Am I running out of ideas? I doubt it, it's just that they've all been more suitable for 3 than 2kliksphilip. Looking back at what I've done for earlier months, I think it's just that my standards for the quality of my videos has gone up. Average videos just don't cut it anymore. Plus that Spyro 3 nostalgic review took a long time to make, since I was pretty much reviewing 3 entire games. The result is a video that I'm proud of, but it's by far the least successful video that I made in January. I did it because I care. Let's take a look at the figures. Between my 2 main accounts, I'm now gaining over 500 subscribers a day and nearly 100,000 views. 2kliksphilip has levelled off, but 3kliksphilip continues to climb, which is to be expected given the focus of my efforts in January. It's been the healthiest month so far in all areas, despite everything I've said. Why is this? 2kliksphilip got boosted by one-off videos, like where I happened to run into Pasha Biceps in a competitive game, and from some amusing final rounds in a large streamed game. 3kliksphilip's success is a lot more exciting. I'm finally giving my channel a beginner's guide to CSGO. I have avoided it until now because firstly I felt that other people had got there first and that I wouldn't be able to do any better. That being said, 3kliksphilip needs a beginner's series, and I'd like to think that I can do it in my own unique style. I suspect that this series will be key to my channel's success in the future, so they have to be as good as possible. I planned them out in advance and have received feedback from people at all skill levels. I've even posted the next video in advance so that I can iron out any mistakes or omissions before they're officially released. This process can take many attempts to get right. I hope that the end result is as entertaining as it is educational. Making this series has been a nagging burden on me for far too long. I know that I'm missing out and I'm being left behind by not having it, but haven't found the right time to do it until now. I should be able to sleep a little easier at night now. They're about as important to my future YouTube success as anything else I could be doing. I gave 2kliksphilip a much needed cleanup, deleting old, irrelevant videos and getting everything into playlists. I love doing things like this. Much like tidying your room or reformatting your PC, this sort of activity leaves you with a sense of well-being until things get messy again. I didn't do this out of the goodness of my heart. Those of you who have seen previous Anal videos will know that I've lumped random videos together into a category called Other, which was fine, but it grew to such a large proportion of my entire views for the month and I didn't know what it was made up from. It's all better now. I've categorised my videos into more sections. It looks confusing, so allow me to talk you through it. It's worth it. Going low is represented in red, each season a darker shade than the last. You can now tell that in the later months, there's been one massively viewed video from each series. It's interesting to know just how consistent they are. My first episode of the 3rd series is almost always the most viewed video, and its numbers have only grown in more recent months. Same with the Series 2 video, which tends to take 2nd place. You can see that the very first episode ever is still hanging on in there in 9th and 10th place. CSGO videos have also been split up into different shades. The lightest is for my long, epic videos, like my montages of funny clips. These have become more important for my channel in later months. The middle, vivid blue colour is for short videos, which tend to be amusing one-off clips. These used to be more successful, but have since been toppled by longer ones. All of this is useful to know when I'm deciding on what to do with the video clips I haven't yet released. The darkest colours are clips from professional matches that I've highlighted on my channel. Moving on to subscribers, Going Low reigns supreme, but it's a balance of Series 2 and 3. It's somewhat disappointing given how much time I've invested into the 3rd series, but I'll take it as a major victory still. Once again, it's the longer CSGO montages in light blue that attract more subscribers than the smaller one-off clips. Bear in mind that if I release 20 videos separately instead of a long montage, the smaller ones will probably gain more views and subscribers altogether. It's just that they'll be more spread out across a number of videos. Maybe. Comments is a huge mess of different types, but you can see that How Will He Die is more popular and the nostalgic review videos get a lot of posts. I suspect not all of them are friendly, since they're all from the first 3 that I did on the latest 3 Elder Scroll games. It seems as though nobody cares for poor Spyro or the other games. Let's move on to per series. Ignore how Other is now a minus. It's a welcome change from the massive numbers that are normally in that category. I guess that I've put the same video in 2 categories or something. I'll try to fix it for later months, but really can't be bothered right now. Having so many categories has done a great job at making me look rubbish. Almost every month, at least one of the sections drops below the previous figures. There are simply too many different sections to sustain every month. How Will He Die has really dropped off since I went from several monthly videos to just one. I may get it to make a massive comeback at some point if I'm struggling for other content. But there are just so many comments to read through. Nostalgic Reviews and Going Low are both going strong. Let's make the most of the new comparisons by generating some graphs that show subscribers gained per month. I can't show them all at once since some are so much more popular than others. Let's show only the 3 series of Going Low in CSGO and channel subscriptions. Each series gains me more subscribers per month than the previous one does. But even the third one pales in comparison to the number of people subscribing from my channel screen. Interestingly, there's a correlation between the two. It seems that most people subscribe from the channel screen, even if it was a Going Low video that had influenced their decision. And now for my other, smaller series. My longer CSGO ones far outperform the smaller ones. How Will He Die doesn't gain many subscribers, and my not so entertaining videos outperform the entertaining ones. This is really soul destroying. People would rather watch raw, unedited games of CSGO or minutes of outtakes than a nicely polished and edited random video. In other words, as long as I make CSGO content, then people will love me. And finally, views. It's interesting that although Going Low outstrips every other series for subscribers, its views are a lot less impressive. All 3 CSGO clip categories outshine Going Low's second series. The difference between long and short CSGO clips is also less. Short clips generate fewer views and even fewer subscribers than the longer ones do. It's worth knowing since I have a number of clips that need to be released at some point. And that's that for the first analysis of 2015. This time last year I was a lot more unsure of what my channels were meant to do and how I was going to go about doing it. You can't imagine how nice it is to have a bit more security in my life. Growth is still important, but isn't a priority for me right now. I'm going to predict that 3kliksphilip will be around 200,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and 2kliksphilip should be about 100,000. But I'm going to play it smart rather than hard, and focus on making good quality content rather than a large quantity of videos. So what am I going to do in the next month? I'm not going to make the mistake of giving myself a plan now. Things change, and it's stupid for a me with less experience to govern my future self. I'll hopefully finish the basic tutorial guide for 3kliksphilip and want to try and steer 2kliksphilip back on track again. I don't want to neglect what I consider to be the more creative of my 2 main channels. I may have to transfer some of the series I have planned for 3kliksphilip onto 2 and give it a more gamey theme. We'll see.